So, a hair disaster led me to create a completely new energy in my business for 2026. And I would love to invite you into a fabulous time traveling workshop. But let me tell you about it, and let me tell you how you're actually going to need to be able to alchemize mistakes into magic in 2026 and beyond to be able to survive and go way beyond surviving, but like into the thriving, the magic, the support, the divine connection, the impact, the abundance that I know you can sense is on the horizon. So, if we haven't met, hi, I'm Casey. I'm an evolutionary guide for the people who are here to make the world a better place. And specifically, I love teaching divine magic and alchemy, as well as the laws of evolution, so that people can know the correct sequence to do their work in and not miss any pieces and have the joy, the bliss, the abundance, all of the things that I know you know are your birthright. So let's just take a peek at 2026 before I explain how we can time travel and get some really cool codes on how to plan out the year. First off, I'm sure you already know that it is going to be a year unlike any others. I was really specifically looking at this year and next year when I started teaching people to become unfuckwithable back in 2022, because I knew time was going to be speeding up, the intensity of everything, including the collapse of all the system structures and things that are out of alignment with truth, with source. We're recalibrating everything. We're restoring everything, and creation and destruction are two parts of the same coin. And we're in this time that everything is speeding up, where everything that's not built on truth is going to be dissolving. It does not look pretty. Giving birth often isn't. It's messy. It can be painful. It can be intense. It can be overwhelming. It can also be the most incredible orgasmic experience, depending on how relaxed and supported you are. So 2026, we know, is numerologically a year of new beginnings. The Gregorian calendar, as we know, is not actually based in nature. It is administrative, but there is a collective egregore where we do feel an energetic shift because of the numerology and because we've been using this calendar for so long. So the new energy is already coming through. But we also have the Chinese zodiac in February, switching from the year of the water snake to the fire horse. So things are going from shedding from the old energy, like the 9 energy of last year, into quick, fast beginnings. But again, anything that's not based in truth, it is going to be dissolving. And that means that it's going to be happening more quickly. So if you are out of alignment and you're moving fast, you're going to go off track really, really quickly. But if you are in alignment with your soul, with your truth, with the divine magic that is available to us now, things are going to be amazing in so many ways, but it's not going to be without its challenges. Please know that. This is not going to be a year full of grace and ease, but we can make it more graceful and easier. We also have all of these planets that are moving into Aries. We have Saturn and Uranus moving into Aries, and it's going to be bringing a lot of fresh and new energy. And sometimes that Aries energy is young, immature, out of control. Like, it is going to be really, really intense. But because we also have divine energy flooding in a way that we have never seen, or at least not for millennia on this planet, there is so much divine support available. There is so much, like, honestly, energies of bliss available when we have enough space for them and when our nervous system feels safe enough to receive them, when we feel supported, connected, resourced, all of that. So I want to help people plan for 2026 to be able to handle it. We're currently in the tropical zodiac in Capricorn season. This is the ideal time to do legacy level planning. Not necessarily planting the garden and doing the new things, but you should be planning things out, getting things ready so you know what it is you're focused on for the year, okay? So I'm doing a workshop that I have done in previous years, and it used to be called Finding Your Fuck Yes Vision for 2026, or whatever year we were in. But I've changed it to the Magical AF timeline, because that is the vibe that I want to be in. My most magical as fuck timeline for 2026 and beyond. And everything that we say, that we intend, that we speak is a frequency that then is put out into the world. So join me in casting some casual magic spells on how we want to experience 2026. And I have a form of magic, my modality called evolutionary alchemy, that is very similar to plant medicine ceremonies, where you can have the heart expansion and consciousness expansion into your multidimensional awareness in a ceremonial soul journey style, where we work with Gaia to be rooted deeply into the earth, your highest self and your luminous team to go on grand adventures through the cosmos and into the 0 point space of your heart. When we go into 0 point, we can access all time, right? Remember the film Everything Everywhere All at Once? We are that multidimensional. And when we do the proper energetic preparation and we are in the correct sacred container where things can come through without distortion because we are completely aligned with our truth and no one else's, then we can get connected with different versions of us. And so I like to take people to meet and merge with their future self, but not just any version. This is something that I have been practicing for over 15 years, and it's so potent, so powerful, especially when you go to the version of you who's been putting in the work, the version of you who has been like showing up for yourself relentlessly, using tools, investing in yourself, staying focused. And we can talk to that version of you 1 year from now in January 2027, and we can get very specific, very tangible, practical, tactical advice on how to navigate. We can look at what we need to focus on, what we need to release. We can basically create this physical embodiment of that energy, and we can feel it in our body. Like I said, not just channeling, not just meeting them, but merging with them, asking all of ourselves to calibrate to that new version of you who's you, but more experienced and more expanded, more rooted. Everybody feels this energy of them because I've brought hundreds, if not thousands of people through this practice over the last 5 years. And they feel like, wow, it's me, but I'm more of a badass. I am so much clearer, so much lighter, so much more powerful, so much more rooted. Like it's unique to you, but that's always what comes through. It's you plus 1 year of experience, which in this time is more like a decade, like 20, 30 years, because so much happening in 1 year right now, right? Like so much clearing and healing, so much leveling up. Then we can speak with that version of you to really anchor in the frequency that you need to be, as well as getting, like I said, the practical, tactical advice of like, what shall I do? And I was planning on doing this as a paid workshop inside my membership and mastermind, inviting other people to come. But I had a minor hair disaster. And I'm going to tell you this story because I think it's going to help you understand how the energy of 2026 is going to work and how we need to be able to alchemize our mistakes into magic. Like I said, I bleached my hair at home for the first time. I've done vivid colors for a very long time, many times, but I always got a professional to bleach my hair. And this time I was like, I cut my own pixie cut. Like, what could possibly go wrong? Guys, everything went wrong. It was a disaster. But it all worked out. Like, oh, look, it's fine. It's cute. It's purple AF. That's the literal color name from Arctic Fox. And with the Magical AF timeline and my Magical AF mastermind, my Abundant AF membership, I was like, oh my gosh, this wasn't even on my radar. But I got there after 2 really frustrating mistakes of like the wrong bleach, the wrong developer, trying to do blue, but the blue actually was the wrong kind. It was in the same box, but this one needed a developer too, and I've only used their semi-permanent that doesn't need a developer. And like, oh my God. So I went to wash out this blue that did nothing over top of the bleach that had been yellow because it didn't go white enough, light enough. It wasn't strong enough. It wasn't on long enough. I screwed up in so many ways. I was in the shower and I had this feeling in my nervous system of like, I don't like this. Oh my God, what if I can't fix it? And I knew I could fix it. So I wasn't actually panicking, but I was just feeling the crunchiness of my nervous system. Like I have to make content for my business. I don't want to look like a freak with the worst yellow hair. Like It was bad. It looked so bad. And I know I can always cover it up and everything is always fixable, especially with hair. I can give myself a buzz cut if I needed, right? Like, no big deal. Wigs exist. Like, there's nothing that cannot be fixed when it comes to hair, you know, because there's always a second solution or third solution. But my nervous system was so crunchy. I was like, okay, what would make me feel really expansive in this moment, even if I can't fix my hair? And what came through was I should make this workshop free. And I was like, oh, and I felt the liberation in my body. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Instead of making it paid, interesting. All right, cool. When I had planned this back in September of 2025, I was going to make it paid. That felt very aligned then. But you know what? The energy of 2026 is different. I've evolved. Things have changed. Timelines have shifted. It's all new and fresh energy, as well as, you know, some old energy carrying through. But I, of course, was like, all right, that's easy enough. Instantly felt my energy shift, felt the opening. And I was like, fabulous. I might not have come to that conclusion without this, you know, like really fucked up hair dye. It was a happy accident, right? Like, and I was able to take that, use it to supercharge me to get to the next thing that I am meant to do. And so I am inviting you to a free workshop where you can meet and merge with your future self from your most magical timeline and plan out 2026 with the knowledge that not only are you going to survive, but you're going to be thriving if you keep doing the work. And because 2026 is going to be so incredibly challenging on global levels. There's going to be like shit that we have not even seen yet that we need to be prepared for. We need to be unfuckwithable in our solid knowledge and our energy so that we can be the light to hold the energy of the future, which is brighter than we could ever imagine in the now moment when other people are panicking. Like, as leaders, as people who are here to birth the energy of the new, we need to be able to hold that in our body. And this is the best way, the biggest gift I could give to you, because it's like this proof for your nervous system that you are going to survive. And your ego is going to be like, oh, okay, when you're facing the unknown, when you're facing the shit show, because your ego is very, very focused on your survival above everything, certainly not your thriving. But if you can prove to your subconscious mind as well as your conscious mind that you're going to be okay, you'll be able to navigate all of the craziness with so much more grace and ease. And that is what I desire for you. That is what I desire for the whole world. Not everybody is ready for this level of magic and alchemy, though. So if you are still watching, you are someone who could handle it. So you can register for the experience with the workshop here. If this is the first week of January, it'll be up until about the middle of January for free, and then it moves into my membership, the Abundant AF Lightworker, where we do a whole lot of other energetic preparation as well as magic to live in soul alignment with your truth, not anyone else's, and learn how to live in the frequency of abundance, not just money-wise, but like that's where we access the quantum and all of the magic that's available to us in the multidimensional realms. So I hope you can come. Let me know if you're planning on it, and can't wait to see you there, because like I really, really, really want you to hear me. We need to prepare. This year is going to be so insane in good ways, in bad ways, in holy crap, what was that kind of ways. But I want you to know that you can handle it, because that's what you're here to do. You're here to be unfuckwithable and solid in your light and your truth, so we can build that future that we've been dreaming about. So much love to you. Happy Gregorian New Year.